Classic rock album reviews coming right at you.
SHMACKEMAGOB, my friends. It's time for another one of these classic rock albums. And, you know, maybe it won't be verified as classic rock or what have you. But I want to talk about this right here. Skid Row's Subhuman Race. Now, my history with Skid Row was when they first came out, I was like, another hair metal band. And I wasn't into that music. I saw the videos, but I'll be honest, I did like that video for Piece of Me. You know, I remember that shit getting stuck in my head. Good God, bless my soul, and eat a fix of rock and roll. But I never really bought the album back then. I didn't buy the first Skid Row album. You know, I Remember You and Youth Gone Wild and 18 in Life. Well, it was just like, no thank you. You know, it's like your cherry pies. And, you know, I equate, you know, that first Skid Row album with the, you know, the hair metal craze then. So I never really bothered to get it. But then they released Subhuman Race, which I should have brought out. I'll edit this so I can show you. All right, here. There it is. This is the Record Store Day exclusive that my friend Charlie Hill found for me. And man, let me tell you, first time I heard Monkey Business, I was like, damn! Damn, son, that's some rockin' shit right there. Didn't really remind me of that first Skid Row album. And then I heard the title track, and I went out and bought it. Not only, I went out and bought it on CD, but not only one, but two, because one had Get the Fuck Out, the other one had Beggar's Day. I bought them both. And I love this album. I think this is their best album, but this episode is not about Slave to the Grind. And I heard an interview with Rachel Bolan, they lost a large chunk of their fan base because of this. Yes, it went to #1, it debuted at #1, but then after that it just sunk down the you know, charts, because at the time this was released, Skid Row was huge. They were like the biggest band at the time was Guns N' Roses. I even remember they even went on tour together before both these albums were released. And so this album shot to #1 because they were huge and everybody ran out and bought it, but then there was a lot of people that bought it going, hey, where's I Remember You? Where's 18 in Life? I mean, it has some, you know, it has like In a Darkened Room and Quicksand Jesus and Waste of Time, which is more on the mellow side, but the subject matter, it's not like, you know, walking hand in hand, writing our words and names in the sand. You know, it wasn't none of that. So a lot of people were turned off by this album, so it sank. But then there's a lot of people like me and a lot of people like you, because I know there's a shit ton of people online that love the hell out of this album. But not as much as the first album, as you can, I didn't check Wikipedia, but man, you can check it for me. I'm sure that first album sold way more than this album. But this album probably went platinum, where the first one went multi-platinum. Well, anyway, that's what happened with this. And it turned a lot of people off, their fan base off, you know. And then there's a lot of people that were into the heavier stuff that still wouldn't give it a chance, because they were tainted by I Remember You and 18 in Life and Youth Gone Wild. So they wouldn't give it a chance. So there's people like me, open-mindedness, that, hey, there may be that, you know, that first Soft album, which I ended up buying later, and it did have a handful of good songs, but it also had a song called Can't Stand the Heartache, and, you know, and Sweet Little Sister, more rocky rolly, nothing like Slave to the Grind. Slave to the Grind is more my speed, heavy, love it. So then, you know, grunge came in, the whole, you know, destroyed all the hair bands, including Skid Row. So they went in the studio with Bob Rock, the big producer at the time that did Metallica's albums. And they released this one. And this album is even heavier. I wouldn't say better than Slave to the Grind, but it's heavier. And it's awesome. I love this album. And I decided, you know, I was listening to my iPod Shuffle and the song Remains to Be Seen came on. I go, I'm going to do a show about this. And yes, I would love to have this on vinyl, but it's ridiculous how much they're charging for it. So I'm hoping that they do a record store day exclusive. And by the way, this brings bonus tracks, which is Beggar's Day, Holiday in the Sun, Get the Fuck Out Live, Delivering the Goods live in Arizona with Rob Halford. So I'm hoping they do the same with this. They release this and add, you know, some songs like Beat Yourself Blind Live, Slave to the Grind Live, because I have some of those singles. The Breakdown single, and I think My Enemy, that had some bonus tracks. Anyway, I love this album. It starts off with My Enemy, which was, they made a video for it, but by this time MTV wasn't having none of it. But at the time I had Spanish MTV because it was broadcasted from Miami Beach, so I was getting it on my cable system, and that's how I got to see My Enemy. And I love it. The next song is called Fire Sign. Now this one, I'm not too crazy about this song. I mean, I don't think it sucks. I think it's okay, but yeah, I've seen a lot of people online say like, oh, I don't like Subhuman Race, but Fire Sign is good. So hey, people do dig it. I don't. And I don't know if you can, the magic of video can, this kind of rumbles a little bit. I mean, it does to my eye. When you do this, it kind of like, everything moves. Does it work? Probably not. Alright, so the next song is Bonehead, and that's total punk rock. You know, and I dig it. It's fast-paced, punky, pretty badass tune. I dig it. Then the next one is Beat Yourself Blind, and for the longest time that was my favorite track off the album. No longer, but one of my favorites still. Heavy, a little disjointed in the chorus. Beat yourself blind, beat yourself blind. It's kind of like, you know, a little disjointed, but I dig it, man. I think it's a very heavy song. And I think this album was very influenced by Pantera, because they took Pantera out on tour with them on the Slave to the Grind, and I saw that tour. I mean, I went really to see Pantera, but I love Slave to the Grind, so I was very psyched. And I got to tell you, man, Pantera destroyed them, man. That was a bad matchup. Pantera was just, they were great. Skid Row was great, but Pantera, I mean, totally pimp slapped them that night. Alright, so then the next song is Eileen. Now that one is my favorite track. And I gotta say, it's like my favorite Skid Row song, period. And it's more mellow, but it's creepy. And then at the end it goes into this really heavy riff, and then it brings these vocals. That's total Alice in Chains. So they were kind of like, you know, a slave to the times at that time. So they threw a little Alice in Chains, but it works. I think it's an awesome song. I think it's amazing. Eileen is my all-time favorite Skid Row song, and obviously my favorite off here. Then we got Remains to Be Seen. Man, that song, you know, if there's a dark horse on here, because this whole album is really a dark horse, but I would say Remains to Be Seen. With the cowbell, and I love those lyrics. Captain Fantastic, the 1970s. Love it. I love that song. Next song is Subhuman Race. Like Bonehead, it's a very punky song, real fast and real sporadic and awesome. Frozen is the next song, and wow, that song rules. And my favorite part is, there's a part where Sebastian says, as I stare into the weather, but when he goes, weather, I mean, he hits this fucking crazy note. As I look into the weather. It's fucking awesome. And it's a heavy song, mid-pace, crusher, man. Alright, what's next after that? Into Another. They made a video for that. And it's great. It's a great kind of mid-tempo, mellowish song, but it's musically orgasmic to me. I love it. Into Another. Then Face Against the Soul is another one that it's a little heavier, but it's kind of got that melodic structure to it. It's catchy, and it's awesome. I dig it. Medicine Jar. Heavy tune. I remember I saw Skid Row open for Kiss on the farewell tour, and then they headlined a club that I went after the Kiss show, and they played Medicine Jar. That was with Johnny Solinger, and I was very happy to see them play that song. Fucking awesome tune. Then the next song is Breaking Down. Breaking Down is another video they made. They're walking around in graveyards, pretty cool. Awesome ballad. You know, that song, I think it would have caught on if MTV pushed it, and it also was on a soundtrack to a Christopher Walken movie called Prophecy, I think. I'm not sure the name of the movie, but I know that song made it on the movie, and it's awesome. Love it. And the last song is called Iron Will. You know, it's whatever. I mean, it's really heavy and it's awesome and it's a good ending. It's a good song. But I would put Iron Will and Fire Sign at the bottom, and the rest of it I absolutely love. So that is my little review on Skid Row's Subhuman Race. Now, they released a few albums after. I dug some of it. I dug some of Thick Skin. I didn't like Revolution Per Minute, not that much. But the last two EPs, which I have as well. Now I'm going to have to edit. Alright, so I pretty much pulled out a lot of other Skid Row stuff. And this is part 1, right? Chapter 1. Chapter 2, I don't believe came out on vinyl, but it's on CD and it's somewhere. I know I have it. But man, the song Let's Go, check out that song. It rips, man. And King of Demolition, This Is Killing Me, awesome, awesome ballad. Stitches, and you know what's really cool is they do a cover of Fire Fire from, god damn it, Easy-O. Japanese band, that's awesome. And Get Up, I mean there's good stuff, and also the two that I tried looking for the CD, I couldn't find it. It's just as good. Should have been one album though. But rest in peace Johnny Solinger. He was a good singer, and you know, no Sebastian Bach, but he did the job. And then let me show you other stuff I got. I got this this here, it's the Wasted Time single. And when I met Sebastian Bach, I had him sign it for me. And he wrote, "Hi Ralph, Sebastian Bach." And I remember when he signed it for me, he was like, "Look at this, woo, woo, woo." He's a wacky ass. And it was in 2000, as you can see, when he signed it for me. Because I saw him solo. I also have this, damn, it's still sealed. I believe this was a record store day, maybe not. I have it on CDs. Besides Ourself, it's a covers that they do. Psychotherapy with Rachel singing, really cool song. I dig the video that has Joey Ramone in it. Come On and Love Me, it's a cool cover. Delivering the Goods. You know, they played it on the MTV, and it's a much better live version than this one. What You Doing, a cool Rush cover. And Little Wing, awesome Jimi Hendrix cover. Okay, what else do I have here? This one here, the first album, like I said, you know. Yeah, Big Guns is cool. Sweet Little Sister's okay, but it's kind of harebrained-ish. Can't Stand the Heartache is, I can't stand that song. Piece of Me, 18 in Life, Rattlesnake Shake, Youth Gone Wild, Here I Am, Close Your Eyes and I'll Be Superman. I don't care. Making a Mess is good. That bonus track called Beggar's Day on Slave to the Grind, it's kind of, they kind of like redid Making a Mess, I think. I Remember You, the big ballad. Oh, and Midnight is cool, and Tornado. That instrumental that ends it. So, you know, it's got its moments. Then the last thing I have, other than the CDs, is this leather. It's a leather version of, what is it? I think it's Slave to the Grind, right? Yeah, Slave to the Grind. Which it brings Creep Show and Beggar's Day. So that's it, my friends. That's it. That's my review of Subhuman Race. If you're a god, let me see a miracle. I dig it. I'm sure a lot of you guys dig it. If you do, leave your comments below. If you don't dig it, leave your comments below too, because I enjoy seeing people hate on shit I love. It doesn't affect me whatsoever, because after you say anything bad about this, I'll play it and still enjoy it. Because your opinion means squat, but I respect it. Anyway, hey, if you want to donate, please, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Right on, everybody. Stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and SHMACKEMAGOB.